right. The first thing that we have to say is we got to edit that video to take Noah Igbenogany out of that because he is trash. Certified garbage. But right now, I guess he's the number 3 corner on the depth chart because of all the other crap that's happening with the Miami Dolphins. It is week 1. I'm wearing a Giants jersey because Jeremy Shockey, and I don't feel like wearing green right now. Nando is sporting the Dolphins down below. JMV is in the shoe closet of hell. We got the Miami Hurricane and TikTok lover to my right, and Alex, and then Royal A. Shepherd, the man himself, on my left. Boys, it is the start of the NFL season, and Nando, I'll go with you first, considering you are the one that showed out for Spirit Day. How do you feel about your Miami Dolphins?
Bro, I am feeling great, man. It's been a long-ass offseason, but we here. I mean, like, we're fine. I could finally say that we're better than the Patriots. That's my opinion, but I haven't been able to say that in quite some time. I mean, I don't even remember probably at all. I mean, last year you can argue it, but I wasn't sold on it. This time I can honestly say I feel good going into week 1 facing Bill Belichick. I don't care if he had a long offseason. I don't care if he's here early. I don't care if he's, I hear people saying that he's spying on us. Yeah, do whatever it takes. It don't even matter. We got Tyreek Hill. We ready to ball. We got a new coach. I'm ready, yo. Let's ride.
Not the let's.
Broncos Nation. Let's ride.
Let's ride,
bro. Let's ride is heavily in my dictionary, bro. I am
heavily in your rotation of words.
Yes, I'm saying it, man. Let's ride.
Oh my god! All right, well, we go from there to Alex. Alex, your thoughts on the Miami Dolphins?
I'm excited, man. I'm not trying to sound like every year I have sounded like since I was like 5 years old, but this season feels a little bit different. It does. We have exciting players on the field. I look at the 53-man roster. I feel like I can stack it up with all these other teams. Yes, the high-end teams as well. It's all on the quarterback, obviously. We will talk about him, but I'm actually excited. This is a season now where I have some expectations, though. The hope in the past few years has been different type of hope. I was kind of like hoping to make the playoffs or hoping to have a decent season or hoping to see improvement. This year, I'm kind of more expecting improvement. I think the hype's been justified. I think this roster has been like hugely improved. I think the system will be a lot better than the system we've had the last few years, specifically on offense. Keeping the defensive staff was big. Keeping 90% of the defensive roster was big as well, making upgrades like Melvin Ingram, Trey Flowers too. So it's a little bit of a different hype this year. I think there's some expectations that we all have. I think if we go like 8-9, I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed. I think a lot of people are looking at 10 wins, 11 wins. I know I am. So I'm excited, man. I can't wait for week 1. The long offseason is finally over. Thank you.
Before I toss it to JMV, can we get a solo of Alex really quick, just for purposes of trying to see the situation that he's in? So Alex, you first of all, your camera is just causing some mishaps right now.
Yeah.
But you look like you're a player that just got done with like their fourth quarter game.
I did, bro. I did. This is what I'm saying. This is what people don't understand. Every time the Dolphins go through a practice, I go through a practice, bro. Mentally, emotionally, physically, bro. I'm as hyped for the season as anybody else. I know my Wi-Fi is trash. I got to get it sorted. Oh my God, man.
Yo, I mean, your Wi-Fi is just as good as the Dolphins social media team. JMV, your thoughts?
From my end, he looks like he's streaming from like a Minecraft server, man. He's all blocky. No, Alex hit it on the nose, man. In previous years, the last 10, 15 years, give or take, you just had hopes that the team would improve, the offense would show up, Ryan Tannehill, before that, Chad Henne, et cetera, they'd take the next step. This is the first time in my life as a Dolphins fan that you've had expectations. It's playoffs or bust. Aside from the quarterback, who we'll get into, we expect a top 10 offense. You expect a borderline top 10 run game. You expect your defense to still be top 10. We haven't had expectations like this in a long, long time.
Dude, Alex, man, you're just before we go over to Royal.
Those MLB bets are getting to him.
Yeah,
dude, no, it is. That's exactly
your
what
Wi-Fi
it is, bro.
from
College
where?
Football. My Wi-Fi. This is Ohio Wi-Fi, so this is Duke Energy. Shout out Duke Energy right now. That's what this is. But we're gonna get
until Duke Energy start throwing some money the basement way. Fuck Duke Energy. Their internet is trash.
Well, we're gonna get Ethernet soon enough, so hopefully I won't be looking like Minecraft quality.
That's perfect. Royal,
after the week 1 W.
you are an honorary Dolphins fan bound by a contract of marriage. How do you feel about the Miami Dolphins going into this season?
So I had the unfortunate pleasure of watching Colin Cowherd today, and he did his top 10 teams going into the season, and the Miami Dolphins were not amongst them. And I looked at that list and I was like, because some of the teams that he had on there, I have the Dolphins either on par or better than, namely the Arizona Cardinals, who I just don't see the appeal there. But I'm not going to get on here and pretend, this shit. Like, I don't get it. Minnesota, okay, there are holes there, but those are the two I had the major gripes with, which is number 9 and number 8. The Dolphins may be on par or better than both of those teams. But I'm not going to get on here and pretend like, I have high expectations for the Dolphins. They're the fucking Dolphins. They do shit like this all the time. Get people all gassed up before the season, and then they do Dolphin shit when the regular season starts. This season hinges on the same thing that it always has, and I know we're going to get into them later, but it's the only point that matters. It's fucking Tua. Like, if he sucks, the Dolphins will suck. And nobody on here can sit on here and be like, just because of fucking OTA and training camp and kind of football, which is the preseason, that I believe Tua is going to be him. Like, I got to see it when somebody's trying to kill him. And that's where my excitement comes from, because if he does develop, then the Dolphins are going to be a great team to watch. I'm going to have to watch them for the sake of this network. And so I would like to see a good football team. But if he does suck, then I'm just going to do what I do any other time, and I'm going to pack his motherfucking ass up from game one. Like, that's going to be it.
So, we mentioned people who don't sponsor us right now, but let's mention people who do sponsor us, because that is the most important thing, and that is Simple Health Advisors. Insurance does not have to be hard. I've said it before. I will say it again on the streams that we have done, and I've said it in spaces as well. Coming from someone who had to deal with horrible insurance for years and having to deal with complicated things such as getting in contact with your insurance provider, trying to see what the hell your insurance actually even provides. Take all that away from it. Just be simple. Literally be simple. Go to Simple Health Advisors. You can email them at jpu@simplehealthadvisors.com or on the phone at 321-345-7738. Again, that is Simple Health Advisors. And thank you so much for being the primary sponsor here for the Basement Sports Network. I do want to get a little bit into, and we're not going to bring the graphic back up.
Wait a minute, Kai, because
Yes.
I feel like these guys haven't straight with you enough to be courteous of your needs. I want to talk about how you feel heading into the season of the Miami Dolphins.
Do you want the real feelings, Royal, or do you want my non-actual feelings? I guess the same or the
real
insane.
feelings.
He didn't
Gotta
ask
be
you, man.
real.
He didn't ask neither one of y'all. He asked me. I asked him. Y'all didn't care about Kai feelings until I said something, so y'all be quiet. Kai, you know me. I'm an honest man. I like to hear what you're feeling on the inside, truly.
Well, last year I was 10-7 in a playoff game. Did not happen. A certain numero uno, choked a little bit and didn't get us to that point. This year we retooled. We, I guess revived ourselves and brought in some new things. Fired a coach for being an asshole, which is a little bit interesting, but brought in a guy that I was campaigning for pretty much, every single day on Twitter. And I'm sure a lot of people probably thought that I was going bat shit crazy about a lot of it. I'm not as crazy as Kendall, and this is a surprise to see that is even something that he would even put up there, because I don't know. I feel like he just wants the Dolphins to lose just like Juan. But I would say that that 10-7 and a playoff win are the expectations for this Miami Dolphins team. And I only say that just because, I would say playoff berth, and I know obviously Tua hasn't made it there, but you've done so much for this team and retooled so much on this team that there is no shot that you can't at least get there. And I think if they get there, I think they should win. They have a ridiculous amount of talent, both on the offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball. You could argue that the weakest position, which is crazy because I don't think we would be arguing this, offensive line, is weak, but you could say right now the weakest positions are in the, the defensive backfield with, your safety. Obviously you have Brandon Jones and Eric Rowe, and one of them's going to have to step up and be, the opposite of Javon Holland, but them and your
cover some
corners.
fucking body.
Yeah, like them and your depth at corners, that's going to be the worst part. But I think 10-7 in a playoff win, that would be my expectation. And I couldn't see anything less. And if we do get anything less, I think everybody here knows I'd send Tyreek Hill. I don't give a hell. I don't care. I would send everything possible and imaginable for Lamar Jackson. And as Alfredo Arteaga has mentioned, shout out to 3YPC, by the way, I don't even like Lamar Jackson, and I would still send everything and anything for Lamar Jackson. So that's how I'm feeling about this team.
I appreciate that, but 1 point order before I give you back your show. Don't worry, black man. You know I would never allow that. That boy not crazy, and that boy don't care what you said about him. He said 13-4, Tyreek Hill MVP, 97 catches for 1365 and 10 TDs.
My fantasy team would hate that. If we could bump that up to like maybe 12 touchdowns, just because I do have him in fantasy, that'd be kind of great. Speaking of fantasy, if Miami Alejandro's watching anywhere, stop being an ass and trade me Dameon Pierce. But we go from that to, I guess, over-unders on the season, just because, I gave a record prediction, and I think we should go in that direction as well. Just kind of what you think of an over-under, how much wins, the Dolphins should get. And then we'll go into a breakdown and we'll see, what game by game basis, like we did last year. Well, Royal and I did last year. And it's just going to be, that raw take, and it'll be the five of us that'll be the ones that decide, and we'll go from there. I'm going to start with you, JMV. You're over under for the Miami Dolphins and wins this season. What would you put it at?
In terms of what I think we should get, minimum bar?
Yeah, like set a minimum, and then, everyone else will pick the over or under from your set minimum. I want to see this little 11.
11, because the Browns are not going to have Deshaun Watson when they get to us, so that's one more game we should win.
Perfect. So in that case, Alex, over or under 11, and an explanation why.
I think 11's a perfect number. If I had to go one of the two, I'd actually go over. I think this team is playing really inspired because I think the locker room is really close. And I think last year there were a lot of times where it felt like we were watching two different football teams. Defense seemed really close with each other, seemed inspired, seemed energetic. Offense was obviously the opposite. So I really think that if I have to go over or under 11, I would actually lean over and say they get to closer to 12 or 13 than they do to like 8, 9, or 10.
Any specific reasoning on why? Like just a specific reason why you see that?
I also look at the schedule too, and I think there's a big part in the middle of the season, I'm sure we can also get into it, that has a lot of winnable games. And you mentioned Cleveland. They're obviously a part of that. So is Chicago, Detroit. I think we're better than the Vikings, especially at home. I think we should beat the Vikings. Kirk Cousins in our environment, I think should happen. I know it's 1 o'clock, so Kirk Cousins actually can play decent football at 1 o'clock, but the Jets, you got to roll them twice. Patriots, you got to roll them twice. And for God's sakes, can we split with Buffalo? Please, just split with them. We don't have to beat Buffalo in Buffalo. I'm not asking that, but can we not lose by 40 in our own building against them again, please? That's all it is, man. So first-year coach winning 12 games, I feel that. But I look at the defensive staff, and if we were going to talk about X factors, Josh Boyer would be number one up there for me. I look at the coaching staff, and yes, it's new, but it's got a lot of guys who have a lot of experience in this league outside of Mike McDaniels, both playing and coaching. So I think in some ways, while it is a new coaching staff, it's still an upgrade over last year's coaching staff.
Very bold. Nando?
I'm going under 11, but the reason I say that is quite frankly, I think this team gets 10 wins. That's what I predicted. I think they could get 11. So if it does hit 11, that's technically a push. So thank you for not throwing the 0.5 out there. Would have got me in a rough situation. So I think they win 10 games. I think they're capable of winning 11. But until this team proves to me that they can split against Buffalo, until Tua shows that, he can be healthy and he could be that guy, I can't just come out here and say over 11. I feel like that's a very, very high number. So I'm predicting 10. I'm hoping for 11. I think 11 is definitely reachable. A couple games that scares me is around that middle stretch when they're going on the West Coast trip against the Chargers, the 49ers, then you got Green Bay. I know New England is coming back to you in Foxborough. That stretch of games is going to be rough. And then the fact that we haven't beat Buffalo in quite some time, that scares me enough. So I'm predicting 10 wins, but I'm hoping for 11, but I can't go over 11, honestly.
Before I go to you, Royal, and ask you your thoughts, I do want to mention that the most of the times that you go for betting, and I'm sure Alex might be able to give a better perspective on this, just because he is a betting man himself. Follow him on Twitter and TikTok, by the way. His Twitter is down below in the description. I'm sure you can find his TikTok through there. The over under right now, at least from USA Today, and that's updated from today at 4:13 p.m., is 8.5.
Oh,
so that is what's being presented right now. I'm not a betting man, and I'll pass it over to you, Alex, in a second. I want to get Royals take first. I'm not a betting man, but I would hammer the over if I had the money to do so. Royal, your thoughts on the Miami Dolphins and the over under? You can either take the 8.5 that they're the betting line, or you can take JMV's, I guess, either realistic or unrealistic prediction of 11.
Yeah, I think his prediction of 11 is unrealistic. So I'm going under on that. I might push with that. Like, I might go 9 wins. Like, there are a lot of questions concerning this young coaching staff. I just don't. We're talking about Tua taking a step forward. Mike McDaniel is going to take his lumps in this league as a head coach. And I think that's part of it. That Jacoby Brissett revenge game that I'm looking at, that's a game that I can see y'all losing. Like,
don't you say
listen, bro.
Hold up. No.
Listen, bro.
You're saying a Jacoby Brissett revenge game, Royal A. Shepherd.
Listen, bro. Y'all have safeties that cannot cover. Y'all secondary is not the best. Okay? Jacoby
At
Brissett,
what point did Jacoby Brissett last year show you he could throw a football?
Never, actually, to be honest with you.
Not a single time.
I saw him break a wide receiver's finger throwing the ball in the dirt so hard. But no, look, realistically, I do think y'all about 9 wins, 10 wins, somewhere in that range. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't trust Mike McDaniel. I don't. I'm not as high on him as everybody else. He can sound like a genius in press conferences, make you laugh, make you want to have a beer with him. I don't trust it until I see it. And so, like, new head coach, that's kind of the biggest area of concern for me, on top of the quarterback being an area of concern. Like, those two things don't usually turn out to win 12 games. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Alex, I'll let you cover the betting aspect of this, just because I know you have a better outlook on this than most of us do.
The Dolphins over 8.5 wins is literally one of the biggest bets I've ever placed in my life. I'm going to pay off my college debt with this bet. The Dolphins will win over 8.5 games. Don't kid yourself. I get it, man. We're a laughable franchise in the grand scheme of things. I get that. But to counter
all time in your entire lifetime.
My entire lifetime. That's fair. But let me counter.
Hey, we made a playoffs with Adam Gase and Jay Ajayi on bone-to-bone knees, okay?
True. But to counteract your point on the new coaching staff, there's been one coaching tree that has been able to avoid the slow starts, and it's this coaching tree. LaFleur and McVay both came into year one, hit the ground running, and transformed day and night.
Okay, first of all, LaFleur went to Aaron fucking Rodgers. Okay. And McVay had Todd Gurley.
And Aaron Rodgers made it easy. So ask Mike McCarthy, the other coaching staff. It didn't work out well for them.
Mike McCarthy's not a real coach. Aaron Rodgers is out there calling
not a real coach. He's got Aaron's only Super Bowl.
I'm not going to give Matt LaFleur credit for what Aaron Rodgers already was.
No way. You're not going to give Matt LaFleur a single piece of credit for dealing with the shitstorm that Aaron has created.
What I'm telling you is that Mike McDaniels is not going to Aaron Rodgers. He is going to Tua, turn the ball over. That's what he's going to do.
McVay went to Jared Goff. How he's doing right now.
But he also had Todd Gurley in the backfield, and he based his whole offense.
You got Tyreek Hill. We have Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, but you have a quarterback. You don't have a running game that can sustain the same way that McVay was able to sustain over in that.
We absolutely could. The Rams didn't have it necessarily before he got there.
Todd Gurley, though.
Todd Gurley was winning Offensive Player of the Year before Sean McVay.
Todd Gurley is the type of talent that was able to do that. You guys don't have that.
Tyreek Hill's not.
Tyreek Hill is that type of talent. What I'm saying is he's a dependent position. Like, you can't just hand the ball off to Tyreek Hill and expect that type of production all year long.
You can do it, maybe not all year long, but you can do it in certain ways, and they're going to do it in certain ways.
I don't want to take over.
It's also a different league now as well.
I'm sorry.
They move the ball quickly. You can get Tyreek Hill the ball just as many times as you get a running back the ball if you really want it.
Bubble screens and handing the ball off in a schemed run game is not the same thing.
As handing the ball off, I'd argue it's pretty similar.
But there are run schemes that they did that made that successful with Sean McVay. Like the way his offense
similar system they're running now.
Okay, and they won a Super Bowl.
I'm not saying we're going to win a Super Bowl, but I'm saying McVay came with Jared Goff, and he did not have to take a year.
Guaranteeing that the Dolphins are going to win 9 games.
What do you mean?
You saying that you're betting on the Dolphins to win over 8.5.
Oh yeah, no, that's
At
just
least
easy. The line shouldn't be 8.5. The line should be, if Vegas odd makers were smart, the line for the Dolphins would be 10.5 or 9.5, not 8.5.
Kachi and Chisholm, you can resume your show.
100% going to win over 8 games easily. They're going to win over 9 games too. 100%. That's like damn near a guarantee in my opinion.
Holla at me week 5. We'll revisit this.
Week 5, we're going to be looking good. Week 5, we'll be looking good. I believe.
So just to bring it, if you watched any bit of the extra yard last year on the 5 Reasons Sports Network, Royal and I were a part of a show with Juan Cardona, aka Exclusivity, and Michael Christian, who is now doing his thing. Bless up to Michael Christian, by the way. I miss him dearly. But we'd have those solos between Michael and Juan, and I feel like that was the perfect time to bring a solo on the screen. Just to bring that up. I don't know. I am definitely a little more pessimistic about the Dolphins. I'm not to Juan's level, and I think out of everybody here, me and Royal are probably the most pessimistic here on what their outlook could be. But I do think there's no chance that you don't hammer 8.5 over. I just feel like even I'm not a betting man. I don't like betting money. I don't like getting involved with taxes, IRS. I don't want to have to deal with anything I might have to pay from that.
Is that like? And I mean, I want to let Nando and JMV kind of get in there. Is that like? Are you guys predicting that they split with Buffalo?
Oh, no. I'm not. But
I think we got swept by Buffalo.
I got 0-2 against Buffalo as
well. But y'all got them sweeping the Jets, and you got them sweeping the Patriots.
Nope.
I don't. I got 1-1 New England, and then sweeping the Jets.
What he said.
New England.
Yeah,
New England and Foxborough. New England and Foxborough in that weather is a very dangerous game.
On top of that, Alex, you're forgetting the history of these two teams. Even when the Dolphins weren't supposed to be good, and the Patriots,
bro, I understand that, but nobody a part of the history of those two teams is stepping on the field for the Patriots.
That has not changed the outcome of these games. When the Patriots,
yes, it has.
Listen, when the Patriots have been good, the Dolphins found a way to steal a game, and now that the Dolphins are good, the Patriots are going to find a way to steal one of those games.
Hasn't happened in a minute. Matt Patricia is the offensive coordinator for the Patriots. You cannot tell me that
we're not sure if he's calling plays.
We don't know.
We're not sure if he's calling plays.
No, we're sorry. We don't know if he's calling plays or Joe Judge is calling play. Idiot 1 or idiot 2, bro. This is a joke. They have a worse offensive coordinator tandem than we did last year, and it's a meme. It's terrible. Mac Jones does not know what he's doing in camp right now. If we split versus the Patriots, there is a problem. We are better than this team.
I think the bigger problem is if y'all split versus the Jets. But
that ain't happening.
That's absolutely fucking
Listen,
insane.
Joe Flacco is a guy, but he's not a guy in the regular season.
No, we can't sweep with the Jets.
I will say, just to go on to the Homer side of things, the last time people said that this was going to happen, he lost to Brian Flores. And I'm not one, especially considering he was a Giants defensive coordinator, played a big part in Giants Super Bowls that I grew up learning about from my father and other people when I was a child. But Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time. I know a lot of Dolphins fans aren't happy with that, and they just will hold on to saying that Shula is, but he's the greatest coach of all time. Is he a great GM? Absolutely not. He's a horrible GM, but he's a great coach. But I will give to the side that once Tom has left, he's been a little shaky. I just don't I don't think that you win both games, especially having week 17, obviously not the last week anymore, but week 17, you got Pats, and then week 18, you have Jets here at home. Coming off of a Green Bay game on Christmas Day, especially have a stinker and going up to New England, I could see a split. But in terms of the Jets, there's no shot.
I got us shocking the world and beating Green Bay on Christmas at home, and then losing.
That'd be great because I'm trying to go to that game. I'm trying to convince you.
I know that hurt Royal's heart to hear.
I almost puked up on this stream, bro. Listen, bro.
I
like us against Green Bay. I do. I like us against Green Bay. I like our defense versus their offense. I do.
Bro. Listen, Alex, bro. Me, you, Kai, and JMV could beat Aaron Rodgers receivers, and we beating the Dolphins. Put Nando at running back. We win it in a blowout. Fuck is you talking about?
No way.
Y'all are not beating Green Bay, bro. That
Is
defense,
Romeo Dubs beating
the
Xavier
defense.
Howard one-on-one coverage?
Listen,
I hope so. I have him on Dynasty. So that man walks out.
but on top of that, like this Green Bay team is a little bit different this year. Like I believe they're going to be defense reliant,
That's true.
like
They
because their
suck
defense,
right now.
their defense is.
It's great.
I have their defense as one of the top 3 or 4 defenses in the league.
I don't disagree with that. They have a good defense.
Yeah.
They have a great defense. And they have a good run game. They do, because they come from this same exact scheme that allowed Matt LaFleur year one to,
First of all, you don't
elevate
want
the
to
rating of Green Bay.
Nando, how you feeling, bro? I feel like you've been sitting there real quiet for a long time.
No, I'm just enjoying that. Once JMV threw that Green Bay L, I was just waiting for your response. Honestly.
What do you?
But
So I guess
I like the optimism though. I do like it. I wish I was on that level, but I gotta let the boys play out though.
So you're on the pessimistic side.
I'm just on the realistic side, man. But week 1, like we're better than the Patriots. Like I like us there, but I can't say we're gonna beat Green Bay. I can't say we're gonna beat Buffalo 2-0. Not even split. I'm not there yet. I'm reasonable.
So let's do a I guess a little experiment here, a little trial, before we go into like a full prediction. And remember, once we get into the full prediction, it's all 5 of us. There's 5 people here, so if there's any ties on anything, one person will be able to determine something, and that'll be the official basement prediction from the 5 of us, from our group, from the Dolphins group. So Juan doesn't matter, Royal, Kendall, not Royal, Kendall, Threat, 416, everybody, nobody matters in this except for us because we're the ones picking. But
Black Lives Matter,
they do. You just listen. I'm part of the Kane gang, so it doesn't even matter. When it comes down to everything, I'll say first 4 games, and then we'll go for the whole season as a collective. I'll put myself first here, and I'm gonna say that the first 4 games they split 2-2, and then I'll pass it off to Royal first.
What are the first 4 games?
Pats home, Baltimore away, Bills home, Bengals away on Thursday night.
You're 1-3 at the end of 4 weeks.
Nando,
2-2. Win, loss, win.
that's what I think as well. JMV,
2-2.
same thing as me and Nando, or no? Like when
Y'all beating the Bengals?
We're not
I
beating the
think so,
Bengals on a Thursday night on a short week in Cincinnati. We're getting an ass whoop. I'm just putting that out there, but 2-2.
Okay.
Where's the other win though, JMV? I know everybody probably got them beating the Patriots for game 1. Like, where's the
Personally, I would love to split Buffalo. That's our best chance at home in week 3 to split with Buffalo. But I really don't care which one we win between Baltimore or Buffalo. I just think we get one of those.
Man, I remember last year when we thought we could split with Buffalo, and then there was a mass murder on our team and let Tua get killed.
I said we were gonna get our ass whipped.
Alex, your first 4.
I probably would also say 2-2, winning the first 2 and then losing the last 2, actually, is what I would say. But I think there is a chance we can beat Buffalo if this team is as good as I think they can be. But I'm not going to predict it.
So you're saying that they beat the Ravens?
I think they beat the Ravens. I do. I don't think the Ravens have great wide receivers, and I think that they kind of got to Lamar Jackson last time a little bit, and I think that contract negotiation thing's going to hang over the team settlement.
Let's wait. Real quick, wait. Let's not, just because I was a preacher of this last year. Now I did get to witness that Baltimore game. Shout out to Ghost, by the way, because he's the one that got tickets for me and Juan. Well, Juan won a raffle. Anyway, same thing. He was the one that held the raffle. I got to see Juan be a Dolphins fan for the first time in my life. It was fantastic. But let's not act.
You got to put the
like
video
Baltimore hasn't whooped our asses for the past decade.
Yeah.
Like it was it was a one-off. It was a one-off, man. I don't know.
I don't think Baltimore got that much better from last year.
They
I like
didn't.
some of the moves they did. I don't think they got better.
But they had no running backs last year, and you're talking about wide
Yo,
receivers.
JK better come back. I haven't been
I ain't talking about wide receivers. You got to have wide receivers to win.
I think he's out.
Did anybody
unless-
watch? Did you watch last year Rams Bengals? How the hell did
Your
those two
team's
teams get there?
quarterback is Lamar Jackson. You don't need wide receivers. He had Hollywood
Lamar
Brown.
also has to be able
No,
to
I disagree
throw
with
the
that,
football
Royal,
to
because
them.
he had no wide
Is that why
receivers
Lamar
last year
Jackson
and got his
won a
ass
Super
whooped in
Bowl?
Miami.
What do you
He
mean?
needs tight ends. He was doing just fine until everybody in his damn running
He was
back
doing
room
just
died.
fine until he got knocked out of the playoffs again.
He was goddamn in the
By
MVP
teams that
conversation in
received.
first.
Listen,
All right.
I will say, if we beat Baltimore, guaranteed we lose to Buffalo. If we lose to Baltimore, I got a dub versus Buffalo. We're splitting those two, though.
I really want
And getting our ass whooped in
So-
Cincinnati.
In that case, we're going to bring it up to the full prediction, and we'll go game by game. We're going to try to get this done as quick as possible, then get the fuck out of here. We will bring it up onto the screen. I'll have us down below, and I'll zoom in a little bit just to make life easier for everybody. So, first game, I think as a collective, the 5 of us would say a win. Correct or false?
For
Correct.
sure.
Yeah, fine.
Perfect. So then the second game is where it goes. I'll go down the line from where I can see it from left to right. Royal, win or loss?
Lost.
I will say loss. Alex,
Win.
okay. JMV,
I'm splitting Baltimore and Buffalo. I don't care which way you put it. It
not
doesn't
what I
matter.
asked. Win or loss?
Pick one.
Win or loss?
I'm gonna go L.
All right,
And,
perfect.
and,
Nando,
Buffalo.
Nando, what would you have said?
I'll be at this game, so I'm hoping to win, but I'm taking a loss, bro.
Cool. So we're gonna go now right to left. Nando, your thoughts? Buffalo versus the Dolphins.
Buffalo win, Dolphins loss.
Perfect. JMV, win or loss?
Win for the Dolphins.
Cool. Alex.
I really hope we win, but I can't predict it. I'm gonna go Buffalo. Yeah.
Okay. I'm predicting a loss. Royal.
Blow out.
Damn.
Perfect. Royal back now again.
Yo, if we get blown out by Buffalo, I'm packing Tua up week 3. No shot, bro.
Yeah,
I cannot be a blowout. I'll take the L. I'll take the L.
Joku lost.
Cannot get blown out.
Lost.
Perfect. I'm gonna say a win versus the Bengals. Alex.
I'll go loss.
JMV.
Nah, if the first 2 went L's, I'm going up there. I'm
Okay.
sure we're gonna be
And
2
Nando?
Dolphins win.
Perfect. So that's 2-2. This thing was about. I don't think we need to cover this one, so I'm just going to skip to the Vikings. I'm going to just be real with you. I don't think that needs to be covered. Nando, Vikings at home, 1 p.m. primetime. Kirk's not going to be, a factor there because it's a 1 p.m. game, as Alex mentioned earlier. Dolphins versus Vikings, win L.
I got a Dolphins win here at home.
JMV.
Dolphins win.
Alex.
Win for sure.
All right. Royal, we don't matter right now. So I'll go to you, Royal. Steelers, Dolphins, win or loss?
Brian Flores revenge game. L, baby.
What's crazy is I think Kenny Pickett debut win game L. Alex.
I also agree. I think Kenny might actually debut against us around this time, so I'm going to go loss. It's either going to be Kenny's debut or one of Mitch's last games for sure.
Perfect. So JMV and Nando didn't matter for that one either. I'm sure both of them would have said win.
No, I got an L there.
Interesting.
I got an L versus Pittsburgh.
Boy,
Okay.
Tua's gonna fry Flores, bro. Just
So
wait for that prime time.
1-4 there.
stop
That's
that.
interesting.
Yeah, boy, sleep.
You
Yeah,
can't
boys.
say that.
I guess there's a point in covering the lines just because
3
I guess
straight
there
dubs
is
right
a
there. Just put them
possibility.
on.
Yep, I agree.
3 straight dubs.
Nando, if you
That would
say
make
it,
it
it's just
I agree. I got 3 straight wins there.
all right. We're just gonna do that. So at the bye, week 11 right now.
No,
they're
I
7-3.
don't know, sir.
I don't agree with the 7-3 at the bye.
Yo, listen, bro.
We'll remove it here
Yep.
and discuss a few of the games,
Yep.
just so we can talk about this, and then we'll get back into it.
Bro, the Dolphins
first 4 we already covered.
The Dolphins schedule mid-schedule is super easy.
But, okay, so
Fair.
this is
It is the Dolphins.
let Nando go because
All right, we gotta stop talking about the past and just focus on the team as it is right now.
let Nando speak.
Can we run through that Vikings one again? Did anybody think Minnesota got a chance on that?
No, they
I
got a
think we
chance.
went 3-2. I think it was 3-2 at that point. Like 3 of us said win and 2
I
of us
had
said
them
loss.
losing the
'Cause
Browns game, bro. Like I don't have them like,
How are they going to lose the Browns game?
bro.
How?
Listen,
How? I'm in disbelief.
I like, and that's how I've been against several Dolphins losses. Like it's like, come on, bro. Like JMV, I understand that you got to look at the team as it is now, but there is something that is not quantifiable about the Dolphins. They just do Dolphins things and
Look,
they lose games that they should win.
I'll give you the Vikings if you want to put the Vikings loss,
Yeah.
but there's no way we lose to the
Why?
Browns.
The Vikings have a new coaching staff too.
No,
Yeah,
but
that
we
offense
struggle against the
legit.
run. If Dalvin Cook goes crazy against us, it's gonna be a problem.
If Nick Chubb goes crazy against y'all, it won't be.
Jacoby Brissett is
You
going.
can't
Oh,
run
at least
the
they got
ball.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, but that Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt combo is deadly.
Stack the
I-
box.
That's how they're going to
Exactly.
win games.
That is a deadly combination. I would send some picks over to the Browns.
Stack the
for
box.
Kareem
Like,
Hunt.
on the other side, you got to deal with Dalvin Cook.
I brought
and
that up, bro,
Justin
'cause I was-
Jefferson and Adam Thielen. That could be.
I think the Dolphins will go 7-3 in this span, and I think they'll have a tougher second half of the season. I think that's
I
when we're
hope
going to
JJ
see the
goes
rookie coaching
crazy.
staff get a little bit of exposed. Is the second
Yeah,
half when they play
fantasy.
some really good teams.
Listen, bro.
I was
don't-
stuck on the Minnesota one. I ain't gonna lie.
I
really
like
think,
so.
I think Minnesota could beat
either
them.
or. One of them is a game that I feel like they're going to
Here's-
lose. It's the same way that
Yeah.
you feel about that.
All right, look for the sake of the show, let's put it 6-4. You can flip Minnesota.
So okay, I'm fine with that. So
Yeah.
here's my biggest, I guess, issue on all of this is that I guess even from the Minnesota game up until the Chargers, I see like maximum 2, like maybe 1 loss, and that's not even me trying to be like, oh, blah 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 blah, like Dolphins homerism. I just don't see them losing to the Texans. I think they're gonna blow the Texans out. I
100%.
love me some Damian Pierce. I'm a Gators fan. Davis Mills is cool. Jonathan Grenard, Gators fan. That's cool. I don't think we're losing to the
Brevin
Texans.
Jordan.
Fuck him. I don't think we're losing to the 49ers. Like, I just don't. I don't think the 49ers are going to be good at all unless they play Jimmy Garoppolo. And Jimmy Garoppolo's not even a fantastic quarterback.
I think
It's a big distraction there now, too. That's a distraction now.
I think he's going to be the quarterback by the end of the season.
So this is
I
like,
agree.
I do
think he's going to
not
play a little bit.
see them losing. Like, if they lose in our predictions, let's say, right, hypothetically, they lose to the Vikings, they lose to the Steelers. I don't see them losing again until that week 4 game against the Chargers. And in that case, they lose to the Chargers and lose to the Bills. Like, I just don't think that they're not losing to the Niners, they're not losing to the Texans. Like, I would stamp that in and put that on like a betting board in my own mind if I was putting money in. The Browns game, I could see a flop. The Vikings game, I could see a flop. But the Vikings offense, like, yeah, we make fun of Kirk, but their offense is electric. Like, I don't know. There are some games that are trap games, and I know you say JMV don't think about the history of the Dolphins, but we say that every year, and they just show.
But for the Vikings, yes, the Dolphins are known for blowing it, but like literally the last 3 years, no team has blown it more than the Vikings. Literally, the last 3 years.
That's true. But I wouldn't see us blowing the Vikings game. Like, in terms of like the Vikings game, I could see going either way. I don't consider that a blow. I would say like going up against the Lions and losing would be us blowing it. Or going up against the Jets and losing would be us blowing it. Or the Browns.
I would say the Browns without Watson is a bad loss.
But that's kind of like my overarching point. It's not that I believe these teams are better than the Dolphins in the grand scheme of things. It's just just like you guys have, I've seen the Dolphins kind of go in there and kind of lay that stinker like in a game that they should in winnable games. And I don't feel like they've kind of shed that skin just because they got fancy new toys and a new flashy head coach and shit like that. Like, until they prove to me that they are no longer the Dolphins of old, then I'm going to continue to treat them like the Dolphins, no matter what iteration they come in, of old.
Fair enough. That's fair.
Yeah. All right. So we'll cover the second half of the season now, and then we'll head out. So officially, we're saying 6-4, and we're switched the Dolphins-Vikings game to a Vikings win is what I'm assuming, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So we'll bring it back up onto the screen here, and we'll cover these last few games. Like I said, I don't see them losing until they hit the Chargers. I will go game by game, I guess, and see how that goes. Royal, Texans game, win or loss?
The win for the Dolphins.
I say win. Alex?
They're going to beat the Texans for sure.
Perfect. Nando, Niners game.
I got Niners win.
JMV?
I got a Niners win.
Alex?
I've got a Niners win. Shanahan does really well against his former assistants.
So there we go. That is now 7-5 with these 5 games remaining and a pretty tough stretch besides the Jets. So Chargers, Dolphins, Royal.
L.
I will say L as well. Alex?
I think the Dolphins beat the Chargers. I really do.
JMV?
Dolphins.
Nando?
Sorry, boys. I'm going Chargers.
Back up again, Nando. Bills game.
Bills win.
JMV.
Nah, Bills.
Alex.
We're not beating them in Buffalo.
So just so we're all aware, especially considering most of us said pretty much over the 8.5, right? Right now they are at 7-7 with 3 games remaining. You could say 2 of them, I guess, easy, whatever, unless you want to say the Patriots, Foxborough, what I would say is hard. And then you got the Packers at home. I don't think they're beating the Packers. Royal, I'm not even going to bother asking because I know your answer. Alex?
I think they beat the Packers. I do.
JMV?
I think they beat the Packers.
Nando?
Fins up, baby.
Oh, my God.
Merry Christmas.
It's happening, bro. We are beating the Packers. It's happening.
my god.
It's happening. Circle that game. I'm telling you. Circle that game. I will be there for the live stream. You know what? Maybe that will be the Buzz Lightyear suit stream, Roy.
Live stream. I'm going to be at the game, bro. I'm going to be at the game.
Wait a second.
gonna be
I
there?
asked you to go to the game, and you were like, "Oh, I don't know, man." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I'm going.
You're
Did you buy
gonna
tickets?
watch your team
That's
lose.
a
You're
conversation
gonna watch
for
them
afterwards
lose.
because I'm trying to go to that game.
Jingle bell, bitch. I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna be at all y'all houses as soon as that motherfucker over. Yeah,
We'll have to talk after
We'll
stream.
have a
'cause-
drink after that 30-point win for sure.
Alex, are you old enough to drink?
No,
I am barely.
Really? You're 21?
Yeah, I turned 22 in a month.
Oh,
Let's
cool.
go.
Mhm.
So Patriots game at Foxborough. Nando,
I can't believe y'all picked.
I got a Patriots win here.
JMV.
Just because you put a Minnesota L, I'm gonna say a Dolphins win here. If you flip it the other way around, the way I think it's gonna be, then I got a Patriots win. But because you put an L in Minnesota, I'm going Dolphins.
Alex.
Dolphins. The Patriots are going to be so bad this year. So bad. Terrible.
Uh-oh.
Roy, I'm gonna let you go before I go because I'm not sure how I feel about this right now.
Y'all are going to lose this game, bro.
No.
Pressure's on Kai. Pressure's on Kai. The season is in your hands, Kai. The season is in your hands.
No
right
way.
now. What are you doing? But you didn't
All
tell
right,
us which one's which.
No, in my own head. Dude, look, I'm gonna be honest. This is how I see it happening. Like, if in these last two, I don't think they're beating. Especially if you're just putting it this way, like, right? Put aside that it's the Dolphins. Put aside everything else, right? You're telling me that they're gonna go on a 3-game losing streak, somehow beat the Packers on Christmas Day, lose to the Patriots, and then beat the Jets. That
I don't think
doesn't make any sense.
I personally think they split the Chargers and the 49ers. I don't think we go 0-2 there.
Well, collectively,
This is a collective group thing.
as a
9
group
and
of
8.
5.
Yeah.
I guess we hit over on the 8.5. But as a group of 5, our official prediction as a Dolphins
My floor is
9 and
10
8.
and 7.
My floor is 10-7, and I've said that. I mean, I was called crazy because I said a first-year coach needs to go 10-7, and he needs to get to
He
the playoffs.
does. He has to.
Do you mean your floor in terms of like your personal prediction, or your floor in terms of like what you're willing to tolerate?
My floor in terms of whether I'm going to go scream about Mike McDaniel on Twitter or not is 10-7, and I love Mike McDaniel.
I think that's an interesting
Love
question.
Mike
So,
McDaniel.
like, what's your floor in terms of like what's the absolute lowest that this team can go, Nando? Like, and you still be like, all right, I'm still kind of optimistic about what can happen later on, or like, nah, fuck this, get them all out of here.
Nah, it's what Kai says, 100%. It's got to be 10 wins. You've had back-to-back winning seasons. You got to capitalize off that. All the excuses they made, no weapons, no offensive line. You got the best tackle in football. You got Tyreek Hill. You got 2 running backs back there that can help out Tua. Tua's in year 3. You got the right head coach. 10 wins is the floor. Like, if it's not at least 10 wins, nah. That's just my opinion.
Alex, what's your floor? 14 wins?
No, my floor like that I'll take is 10
That's
wins.
Kendall's floor.
But I'm telling you, there are games in there that they're this is a good football team. This is the best roster we have had in my life since the year 2000, since Dan Marino retired. This is the best roster we've had on paper.
No, and I think that kind of skews kind of like your optimism towards this team. Like, if it's the best team that you ever had, you obviously like never had this much hope. So you obviously are thinking big picture. But
if I'm taking it in the grand scheme of the NFL rosters, I think this is a top 7 roster in the NFL. Like, non-objectively, if you look at our 53 guys compared to their 53 guys.
I got us at 10.
I got y'all as a top 10 team. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I got the Dolphins as a top 10 team on paper.
But how you gonna have the Dolphins as a top 10 team and then have us as an 8-9 record?
That's what I'm saying.
My record, I had y'all between 9 and 10 wins, but fuck all that what y'all talking about. My boy from the K gang, the boy Dale.
Yeah, man. I heard my name mentioned again. What's up, man? We got beef, my brother.
Bro, is your floor not 13-4? That's your floor.
Nah, my floor. Realistically, they gotta win 11 games. Anything under 11 is a crime. We gonna have some issues.
That's fair.
I need a playoff berth, and I need 11 wins, dog. Anything under that, failed season.
Look,
That just
I
is what it
think
is.
we'll wrap it up as we're getting towards 45 and want to cut off there. I think to end it all and to be able to send us off on a good note, I think collectively we can agree that the Dolphins have to make the playoffs. I've been saying since they fired Brian Flores that they fired a coach because he was an asshole. That same coach brought them to back-to-back winning seasons for the first time in 20 years. You completely blow everything up besides the quarterback position. You get rid of the head coach. You get rid of most of the coordinators, most of the assistant coaches. You retool the entire team. If you don't make the playoffs, bare minimum make the playoffs. It is a failure of a season. You wasted 2 contracts that you have right now on low deals for this season, and I believe next season as well. In your, in Armstead and in Tyreek Hill. So if you don't get to the playoffs, it's a failure of a season. That's all for myself, Nando, JMV, Alex, Royal, and Kendall, who came in here just a little bit. That's it. This has been our prediction. We will see you guys for the spaces, pregame spaces, and then a halftime spaces, and then a post-game show, which we will bring you on the Basement Twitter and then here on the Basement YouTube channel. Let me try my best on this. Royal, play the video.